Alright, so this is what we be talking about.
All right, so he goes on to talk about the homeless people in Denver and how this guy gets into a car. I found the car. I wasn't familiar with that brand. I'm not a car guy. Sorry. It's from Lucid Motors. I don't know the model of the car, but I'll tell you the price in a little bit and explain to you why it doesn't matter. But okay, we have to fix something with our mindset in this country, and I hope the original creator sees this. All right, so first, just because a person has a car does not mean they're not homeless. Okay? And I'm going to give you an example. My net worth, I'm going to tell everybody my net worth right now, from my business, my home, because I own my home. I still pay a mortgage on it, but that still counts towards my net worth. And I have a credit card and some other things, okay? I'm not living high on the hog. My net worth is about $500,000. That's my net worth, okay? I own a 2012 Scion, okay? And that's not included in my net worth, okay? If I sold my home, though, I'm not going to get $500,000, $400,000, even though many realtors are telling me it's my house worth. That's not what I'm going to get. If I lost my home, my net worth is going to drop to the value of whatever property I have left, maybe some stocks if I have any, a savings account, and my car, okay? Now, I'm going to acknowledge right away that yes, his car, the Lucid car he has, looks like on a comparable model right now, it's $82,000 for that car, okay? One, it could be a lease. I don't know. But you guys need to start getting to the abstract of things. Even if you're making payments on a car, if you don't have a house payment, you don't have rent, a car payment is still vastly easier to make. Could he have better car decisions? Sure, but that's not part of the problem. Stop equating people's ability to be homeless on the fact of whether they own a phone or a car. I'm not the first creator to say this. Phones are very common now. They're also very cheap monthly to afford. So let's say this guy makes a $500 a month car payment, has $200 a month in car insurance. That's $700 a month total so far, and he's just paying for a phone. So we'll say if he's paying for the phone plus the phone bill, we'll say total his bills are $800 a month. $800 a month is a lot easier to come up with if you're living out of your car begging for money than it is to come up with a lot more than that. Okay? My expenses total for me to afford to live right now are close to around $3,000. So now that we've got that out of the way, stop your criticisms of homeless people. You are falling into the mentality of if you just crap on homeless people a little bit more, your life will somehow be better, or somehow you'll solve the homeless problem, or you'll get rid of them. That's not what happens. Okay? Yes, I understand the optics of the vehicle he's got looks bad, but it also looks like, if you look later in the video, a ton of his belongings are in that car. I don't care if you own a Lamborghini. If you barely have enough room in any vehicle you're in to have that, it's fine. And there's always a catch-22. If you lived in a van, you'd be saying he was on meth. If you lived in a mobile home, or an RV, you'd be saying he was on meth and doing drugs, even if he was just trying to survive. At this point, if you can afford to get a used RV that's in decent condition, and you just decide to park places and live in that, you'll be doing better off than most people trying to afford rent, and that's a fact. But again, people having a phone and a car does not equate to status. It still looks like he's eating some leftover garbage. So I wouldn't say he's living high on the hog. But again, these types of things where you get tricked into criticizing the homeless is what's keeping you and everybody else from moving ahead. We have to stop being distracted by these non-issues and start going after the politicians and the elite who are trying to keep us down. And they're going to keep arguing over this. George Carlin said it way, way back. And it's a shame that things he said are still relevant now. The people who are in charge are going to get you to argue over anything they can. Race, religion, income status, all of that. That's what they're going to do, to keep you fighting with each other so you're not looking at them, at the people in charge, and start asking them questions. That's what they're going to do. They're going to deflect every single time. So stop fighting with each other. If you really have criticism of this man, stop having the criticisms. Go ask him. Do it nicely. Go ask him. I'm not in Denver. If I was, I would find this guy and I would interview him on TikTok and say, what's the deal? How'd you end up here? How much was your car? If he was willing to answer, I'd be glad to have all that here. In the conversations I've had with homeless people, I have asked them, how'd you end up here? I had one guy tell me he came all the way from New York because he was told there was a job here. He sold his home. He spent all the money trying to survive for months to stay, and then it fell apart. And he ran out of money. He couldn't get another house because he didn't have a down payment anymore. He sold his car to eat, to have money for a little bit longer, was staying in hotels because he couldn't find a place to rent because he had no job. It's not as simple as just, oh, you have a car. You must be picky and choosy about homeless. When I lived in a small town, sorry for the longer video, guys. When I lived in a smaller town, when I was in my 20s, I was dumb and ignorant. And we used to think it was funny to imagine things like, oh, I heard that guy in the corner, that the guy over there, he's a millionaire. He just begs for change because that's what he likes to do. Nobody likes begging for money. Nobody. People making cutesy signs aren't doing it because they don't need the money. They're just trying to make their existence less crappy is what they're trying to do. And yes, I've seen all those posts that are like, it's hard to be funny when you're starving. Sometimes that's all people have because the alternative is just getting rid of yourself. That's it. If you have mental issues and you're homeless, nobody's going to help you. There is no safety net there. We don't help people like that. We don't. We just don't care. We throw them away. We throw far too many people away in this society. So stop judging people before you know. There's probably a lot of things you don't know. And yes, I can acknowledge other facts people are going to talk about. Could he sell his car? Absolutely. But if he doesn't have a job and he doesn't have the money to outright buy a vehicle with the resale value of that, where is he supposed to get a car and what is he supposed to do? It's not as simple as just making the snap decision to sell your car to put yourself in a worse position. It's just not. So think about those things.